Good evening. Thanks for joining us at Awaz News. I'm Kubrali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Suspects sought in deaths of two relatives may be in Mississauga police. Man arrested for allegedly making anti-Semitic threats on TTC subway train. Toronto police arrest 48 lay 406 charges following two gun violence projects. Cell phones will be banned in Ontario classrooms when students return next week. Police make arrests in smash and grab robberies at Mississauga jewelry stores. Man allegedly wrote anti-Islamic comments on West End Toronto businesses. Special investigation unit investigating after man seriously injured during arrest at Yonge Dundas Square. The Ontario Science Centre is being packed up following its abrupt closure. Here is a look inside. Those were the headlines, and now let's jump through the details. Peel police say a 33-year-old man wanted in the deaths of his female relatives in Etobicoke may be in Mississauga. In a post on social media Thursday, police said Joseph Ayala could be in the area of Dixie Road and Lakeshore Road East. They did not disclose when he was seen there, but said officers are currently in the area looking for him. Ayala is wanted for 2 counts of second-degree murder after 2 women aged 82 and 60 were found dead inside a home on Silvercrest Avenue nearly a week ago. Police said the victims were Ayala's relatives. They have not been identified, but neighbors told Awaz News that Ayala lived at home with his grandmother and mother. Police describe Ayala as 5'11" with a shaved head. He was last seen wearing a black shirt, black pants, and black shoes. Police said he is considered dangerous and anyone who sees him should contact 911 immediately. Toronto police have arrested a man accused of making anti-Semitic threats at someone on board a TTC subway train earlier this month. Police said an individual got onto a subway train at Hyde Park Station on the afternoon of August 13 and an unknown man allegedly began yelling at them. The man uttered several anti-Semitic threats and threats of bodily harm towards the victim, police allege. On August 23rd, police released a photo of the man and his dog who was with him at the time of the incident, asking for the public's help identifying and locating him. They also said the incident is being treated as a suspected hate-motivated offense. Investigators announced on Thursday that they had arrested a suspect who they identified as 32-year-old Willis Snickers Van Bahadur. He has been charged with uttering threats. Police said he's scheduled to appear in court on October 4th. Anyone with the information is asked to contact police at 416-808-3500 or Crime Stoppers anonymously. Toronto Police Services 43 Division has arrested 48 people, laid 406 charges, and seized 24 firearms after launching 2 separate projects investigating gun crime in the area. The TPS 43 Division said it had the most firearm offences in the city from January 1st to January 24th this year, with 7 reported incidents of gunfire, prompting the service to kick of Project Community. Through Project Community, the 43 Division said it conducted 18 arrests, laid 109 charges, recovered 6 firearms and 3 stolen vehicles. The division then launched Project Springboard, which Hayes said was created to disrupt gang violence and remove illegal firearms and drugs off Scarborough Street to foster community safety. From April to June 2024, officers from various divisions and units arrested 30 more individuals, laid 297 criminal charges, and seized another 18 firearms. Officers arrested 48 people in total, with suspects ranging in age between the age of 14 and 55, who face a variety of charges, including unauthorized possession of a prohibited firearm, carrying a concealed weapon, altering a serial number on the firearm, and failure to comply with the probation order. The charges have not been tested in court. Speaking to reporters on Thursday, police could not provide information on where these guns came from, but Hayes said some of the firearm serial numbers were defaced and removed from the guns. Compared to this time last year, Ford said there have been 307 firearms discharges, which is up by 44%. As a result of the combined projects, police said they have noticed a marked decrease in gun violence, with only 2 reports of firearms discharges in July and August. Police continue to ask anyone with additional information to contact them or Crime Stoppers anonymously. Ontario's new education minister says that the government has begun an advertising blitz to make students and parents aware of new cell phone ban that will be in effect when classes resume next week. For the coming school year, students in kindergarten to grade 6 will be asked to keep their phones on silent and out of sight for the entire day unless permitted by an educator. Students in grades 7 and 12 will be permitted to use cell phones on school property but only outside of the class time. The Ford government announced the cell phone ban back in April, but the new rules only takes effect with the start of the 2024-2025 school year. As part of the new policy, social media sites will also be blocked on all school network and devices. Students will be allowed to use cell phone during class time if it is for a legitimate educational purpose, but that will be up to the discretion of teachers. I was an educator as well, that's the college area, but I saw firsthand the distraction the cell phones cause in the classroom, Dunlop said. It is distraction not just amongst the students themselves with their phones, but amongst their peers and also the teachers who are there to teach. So we are removing distractions to ensure student success and ensure students can focus on what is being taught in the classroom. Dunlop said that the advertising campaign about the new rules began this week and will include online and print spots. Looking ahead to the return of students next week, she conceded that enforcement is going to be a big issue, but said that there are existing disciplinary policies in place that will allow educators to enforce the new policy. The Ford government is largely leaving it up to the individual school boards to determine how to best enforce the new rules. A spokesperson for the Toronto District School Board told Awaz News that it is currently revising its code of conduct and current policies to reflect the new rules. The board says that the September principals will have discretion to consider a range of disciplinary measures for violating the policy, including suspension. The cell phone ban is one of the several changes slated to take effect for the start of the school year. The Ford government has also introduced stricter rules stipulating that any student caught using or carrying vapes or cigarettes be asked to surrender the product and that their parents be immediately notified. The government is investing $47.5 million to support the implementation of the new rules, including $30 million that will help schools boards pay for vape detectors and other security upgrades. A total of $15 million have also been set aside to support the expansion of programs that offer direct supports to students who are at risk of substance use and addictive behaviors. Police have arrested 2 people in connection with a pair of smash and grab robberies in Mississauga this week. The first incident took place at a jewelry store near Burham Tharp Road West and Erin Mills Parkway at around 3:15 p.m. on Monday. Police said that 3 suspects entered the store with their faces concealed and began smashing display cases before fleeing with a quantity of jewelry. It is alleged that 2 of the 3 suspects then attended the jewelry department of store in the area of Erin Mills Parkway and Eglinton Avenue West on Wednesday night. Police say the suspects entered the store armed with a hammer and a firearm and proceeded to smash glass display cases before fleeing the store with a quantity of jewelry. Police responded and were quickly able to locate the suspects in a stolen vehicle in the city of Toronto, the authorities say. Police say that the suspects were in possession of a property from the offences at the time, as well as a replica firearm. Alison Burrell, a 19-year-old man from Woodbridge, has been charged with 7 offenses, including 2 counts of robbery. The second suspect, a young person, is facing the same charges. They cannot be identified under the terms of the Youth Criminal Justice Act. This investigation remains ongoing, and police anticipate more charges could be laid, a news release issued on Thursday notes. A man allegedly scrawled anti-Islamic comments on businesses in Toronto's West End earlier this year. Toronto police said they received multiple calls for mischief in the area of Runnymede Road and Bloor Street from March 13 to June 9th. Officers allege the accused wrote hateful comments in marker at undisclosed businesses and said they are treating the investigation as a suspected hate-motivated offense. On Monday, police charged Justin Perrons, 42, with 7 counts of mischief. The charges have not been tested in court. Police ask anyone with information to contact them or Crime Stoppers anonymously. The province's police watchdog is investigating after a man was seriously injured during an arrest in downtown Toronto last weekend. The Special Investigations Unit SIU said it happened on the evening of August 24th at Yonge Dundas Square. Toronto police officers saw a man walking in the area who fit the description of a motorcyclist they were investigating, the SIU said. According to the police watchdog, when officers tried to arrest him, the man fled but was shortly captured and apprehended in the southwest corner of the square. The SIU said the man complained of pain and was taken to the hospital where he was treated for a serious injury. 3 investigators and 1 forensic investigator have been assigned to the case. The SIU, which investigates the conduct of police that resulted in death, serious injury, or allegations of sexual assault, is asking anyone who witnessed the incident to call 1-800-787-8529 or submit evidence online at siu.on.ca/en/appeals.php. Many of the exhibits at the Ontario Science Centre that delighted visitors until the summer are now wrapped in plastic as the facility prepares to move them into storage. Awaz News obtained pictures of some of the exhibits as well as empty building rooms and stacks of pallets that signaled a major move is almost underway about 2 months after the building was dramatically and controversially closed. It's not yet clear where the exhibits are headed for storage, though at least one other science center has expressed interest in the future of the artifacts. Being constantly in touch with all the museum industry stakeholders, the Montreal Science Center's exhibition team has reached out to the Ontario Science Center's exhibitions team to know more about what they plan to do with some of their artifacts, which is pretty common practice in their field, said Old Port of Montreal spokesperson Stephen Poitevin. The OSC was ordered shut down with just hours' notice in June as government officials claimed an engineering report indicated concrete roof panels made the building unsafe to occupy. It turned out that the report gave other options than closure, and since then, others, including the firm that designed the building, have said the roof could be fixed safely, and millions of dollars have been pledged to the FERD by prominent scientists, business people, and public figures. The closures displaced children in summer camps and canceled a dream program for 65 high school students who had hoped to spend a semester learning at the Ontario Science Centre. The nearby station for the Eglinton Line, dubbed Science Centre, will not be near the planned site for a new Science Centre at Ontario Place. According to request for proposal, the earliest a temporary location for the Science Centre could be up and running in 2026, and the proposed location on the waterfront won't be able to welcome visitors until at least 2028. Another issue, many of these exhibits were designed and built at the facility on Don Mills Road, and there will not be room for this at the new location, meaning that even as officials search for temporary location, they must also search for another building as well for all exhibit fabrication, a search that is still ongoing. Advocate Floyd Ruskin said over 84,000 have sent letters to Premier Duckford to stop the closure. In a statement, an infrastructure ministry spokesperson said, staff are still working in the building until they believe the roof tiles would be more unstable under the weight of the potential snowfall. This was all from us today. I'm Kubra Ali, and I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.